Warm welcome to everybody to this training session. Today we have actually 4 topics we talk about. Just look where I can click here. It's like this one. Yeah, we have 5 topics today that we cover. First, I want to talk about MMServices at Drupa, and in general how it was and what we are doing this year. Then as a starting point, the Service Navigator to explain all the various products that we have in the in our services program. Just a second. Kannst du mich zurück? Das stört mich irgendwie. Danke. Then all the products that we have covering in the Service Navigator to explain to our customers. And then the first 3 products, MMStartup, MMImprove, and then MMParts. So I will go directly into the services. And some of you can remember of the Drupa 2012. That was the first time that we showed services as a real pillar of Müller Martini.
Felix,
and, yes.
Are you presenting? I don't see anything at the moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Roland. Thank you, Roland.
Okay, now you're on. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So that's the picture of Drupa 12. And some of you can remember. And really, that was the first time that we came into the industry and showed to the industry that we are in services. You see the green, old, somehow ugly green machine compared to the beautiful laser blue machine in the back. So we took the effort, the money to place such an old machine in the show, where normally all the new machines are. But with that, we made a big message to the whole industry that we are in for services. And we made a statement for not only for the customers, but we made it as well internally, because it was as well for us a shift of the mindset because we were purely for many years, our focus was on new machines. And there we said, no, services is a part of our business. And this went on. Yeah. This went on in Drupa 16. Drupa 16, you see here the full booth. And then we had as well the service corner here in this area, showing all the various labels with examples, what we had there. The key was there, really a magnet was this glasses that we showed. Every customer wanted to look through that. And so with that, we had really quite a success in a lot of traffic. And as well, we had a lot of sales during the show. And with that, really service became really a major pillar of Müller Martini. Nowadays, we are close to 45% of our business, of the total revenue, what we do in services. So it's something that really is important for our business. Because of that, we invested heavily over the last couple of years. When you look, we have this chart, we have this table here, this service journey. I have it hanging here on the side in my office, and you can't read it. But you see that since 2010, every year we had new inventions that we introduced, new product, new solution, new tools, new processes. And this was all combined with a lot of investments that we did just to make our product, our services, our structure and processes better. And this was all to follow our vision that we want to become a first-class service for the graphic arts industry. This is our vision. That's what we want to be. And then we have as well on the other side a promise of MMServices that we can say to our customer that we say our focus is on your success of the customers, and we help you to maintain your productivity over the long term. And this we trained and was backed with our service excellence program. our services commitment that we developed together with our service engineers and with the whole service force, where we said we have 4 bullet points there. We said we need to have satisfied customers. We have a strong relationship. We are the expert, and we have the know-how, and we understand that service is a business. We trained that. We have a book done for that. We trained that through the world. All the service engineers we covered on that with these messages. But it was not only that. We made this hybrid service and sales excellence training. And some of you, maybe you can recognize yourself even on the picture. We did it on certain European countries, and in Asian countries we did the training, as well in Latin America, with Tony or Jonathan, who came into the countries. We work with Tony since 2012, and since then first we had 3 rounds of sales excellence, and then we had this service excellence, and now this round is about hybrid, the service sales excellence training that we do. And it was the goal to bring service and sales closer to each other, helping to each other to better cover our customers at its best, find opportunities in the marketplace, and generate new business. And when we look, this is as well the focal point for Drupa-24. We want to generate business. This is the layout where we are. Now let me change the laser pointer here so we can see it. So here, that's the Drupa booth. I'm sure you saw that somewhere else. We have the machines located here. We have the tower here, the cockpit tower, where we start, actually. We have the machines, and then here we have the corner of MMServices. And it's going to look as a first shot like that. We're still working on the layout, but for sure there will be a navigator, big picture showing our products as a starting point. Then we have several posts. Here's the first post, Startup and Improve, mixed together on one post. Then it goes over to Support and Inspect, goes over to Parts, goes over to Up to Date here as an intro Up to Date. Then here we're going to have a VPN unit from the Vareo. We're going to have a perforating unit from the Sigma line, and then we're going to have retrofits here. And then as a final position, you have Select as well, where we want to close business or generate business. That will be the post then to do that. Here to show what we can do, and then here to generate business. Now we have, we have a new slightly adapted navigator, as you can see. And the navigator we have is still consists with our hills, the 3 hills that we have here, and with all the products. It has now the life cycle management, we have the MPOWER in it. And on top, it has our vision, it has our promise, customer promise in services that we have listed here. Maybe just that you understand the logic of this chart. We have here a curve going up and down, and this shows the capability, the output, the quality capability of our machines. And after a startup and installation, how it is rising. It shows the various products that we have along the life cycle, the major products. And then we know that on a certain time, our capability of our machines are dropping. And then we have the product MMInspect, where we can assess a machine, and after that, make it better again. Make it better again with support, with parts, or we improve, or with up to date. And then to bring the capability up again. And you can do that several times. And actually, when you have a maintenance agreement, then it goes up and up and up. And this is our then promise as well. We want to keep it up as long as possible. And it ends with the startup, with the relocation or the dismantling of the machine. So that's the chart above. Then we have the life cycle management, we have brought in that we have those 4 status of the life cycle, 4 phases, and we have MPOWER, our base for services. Now, like former Drupas, we're gonna create a Drupa walk for you, where we make some written down statements or text for you that it's easier for you to explain what's on. And I have it here. I'm gonna read it. You will get it later, but just that you understand how that would work. So you would bring the customer over, standing in front of that chart, and then say, welcome to the services area of Müller Martini. I will take you now through our services solutions that we have developed to ensure the best productivity of your Müller Martini investments. Since Drupa 2016, we have invested heavily in the MMServices program, and this is all driven by the idea that we are here to support you to maintain the peak productivity over the complete life of your post-press equipment. Now, MMServices covers from the installation, and then you can point from here somehow on it covers from the installation to the end of life, and it starts and finishes with startup. The first startup here, it's installation and the commissioning. And the last startup, that's the relocation or dismantling at the end of the life. In between those two, we have several service products like MMImprove for training during the ramp-up phase. We have MMParts, one of the best parts program in the industry with over 90% parts availability. And then we have MMSupport, our global support program where we invest over 30 million euros per year in technicians and technical and process supports. Then next we have inspection, where like on your motor car, we inspect the machines to make sure it is in its best productivity level. We then have a catalog of up-to-date products that as your machine or line ages and as we develop new automation, new controls, new technology, I will come to you and give you an options to keep your unit up to date, and we call that investment program. And then at the end, we have Select. This is where we have customized service agreements that match your specific needs. This based on your budget, time, and what level of service response you need for your specific production site. Since 2020, we added our lifecycle management program where we categorize every machine based on its position in its life cycle and manage the availability of parts and support. And the wrap-up of all those services is done with your MPOWER portal. At the last Drupa, we introduced our customer portal, MPOWER. In the meantime, it is available as a cloud version, and it is the base for your smart service program that I will show you in a moment. So for the next few minutes, I will take you through this MMServices lifecycle program, and we start over there with the MMStartup. So with that, you give a customer a quick overview so that he understands what's all about, why we do that, and that he has the big picture of it. And then after that, you would go into the various products. And we would start right away with MMStartup, the first one. Now, during our training, that was the Tony Kenny training, the sales excellence training, and service excellence training, we were talking about when has the customer the high stress level between signing a contract and the end of warranty. And maybe some of you can remember the answer. The answer is that once the crate hits the floor. So the customer is very stressed the moment that the crates are coming. And the question in our customer's mind is that it is a good machine. Is it a good machine or is it a Monday machine that they will deliver? Does the Müller Martini engineer that will come, does he know the machine? Will he be focused on a machine or will be distracted by other calls? And will he work well with my team or will there be issues and conflicts because some of my team are not so easy to work with? And will he work hard and fast to get the line up and running on the start date as promised so that I can start my production as planned? And you see, this is as well, this is linked to the training that that we made it, that we had this, set the service rules, where one of the service rules is that the customer net impression must be that Müller Martini, great. They worked hard. I got my production on time. Müller Martini, brilliant. That's the way it should be. So because that we can manage the startup. This is the customer view. Customer view. And now the question is how can we make sure that an installation is going to be excellent? It's going to be an excellent installation. And for that, we have our approach. This consists of several items. One is we have clearly defined processes. We have here our process house that we have defined. We have with all the processes broken down. It's documented for all, fully integrated in our IT system. It's annually approved from external partners, and it's constantly improved. So we are working hard on our processes to make them better and more robust. Another important point, we have milestones, M1, from start to make the quote up to the M16 when we close a project. It's a group-wide definition, and it's the base for quality checks as well, because there's gates that we have in between where we can check the quality, what we do. And it's the base for a clear communication. Further, we have project managers. We have assigned project managers. We have project managers that are locally out in the field, or we have factory project managers. And with that, they have as well a direct link into the factories to bring the issues back home to manage, so that we can find fast a solution. Further, we have commissioning types and target types. So we have, for each project, we define what's the commissioning type. Is it a local project supported our factory? And with that, we have clearly defined the responsibility of each project. And having the responsibility defined makes it much easier and clear who is the go-to man. And then further, we have target installation times that we know for each machine and model what should be the target time. And this is the base for as well for quoting, but as well for controlling and for reviews. Further, do the customers get a project documentation, like something like this? This is from the Americans, where we have all what the customer gets. It's the contacts, and it's the agenda. It's about the shipping list, the packing list, the timetable, like that. So customer gets it. I know that's something that is from country to country a bit different, but customer gets a customer-specific set of project information. Then what we have, when the customer purchases a machine, invests in Müller Martini machine, we open up a digital twin in MPOWER. This is the customer portal with access to documentation like the installation manual, layouts, the manuals, the catalogs, wiring schematics, and the network plan. Further, we have a startup checklist in our inspect tool, so that you can do at the end of installation, we go through and make this check. For example, at the Antaro, these are 33 checkpoints for the startup. And in comparison, for the maintenance, we have 62 checkpoints on the Antaro. So with that, we are clearly assess the machine at the end of the installation to make sure everything is okay. And the last, the controlling. What we do, we are tracking the targets in terms of installation times and costs, and as well the warranty costs. We do that in a periodic review every half year when we have a meeting here in Switzerland or on Teams. We look with the regions, all the projects that have been closed at the end of installation. We look how was the installation or how was the warranty time. And out of that, there are follow-up actions going into R&D. And at the end, it's about to lower our cost, but as well to manage our cost. And you see a bit here as well, that's the tendency over the last few years, how we manage, just to manage what we are doing in this field. And we are doing quite well. We have products or projects that fall off the table, how we can say that have create an issue. That's true, and and after that, it's always working up what happened. But when we look, the big portion of our project, they are running really smooth going in. I would say 95% plus, they are running smooth. Now, coming here as well to startup, that would be here the screen. Just to show, we're going to have a screen at the startup. Below there will be a table with additional gadgets on. We're going to have here a visual which is not defined yet. We have pictures here already, a pre-selection. We're going to have some bullet points here, and we're going to give you as well a text to talk about that. That would go like that. MMStartup is all about securing a fast commissioning and the high production performance of your new equipment. We are working with our professional project management structure, where we have detailed processes with milestones and support programs to get your new investment up and running to its peak productivity. And this in the shortest time and with as little stress as possible. On each new installation, we create a digital twin that is generated on the MPOWER platform, your smart customer portal. With this, you have all the information you need at your fingertips, like manuals, schematics, layouts, or spare parts catalogs. It is your entry point to look into all aspects of your Müller machining equipment and the machine performance. MMParts can be loaded on your PC, tablet, or your smartphone. Now you can see, I need to read, but I know when I do that for several times, I will do that freely speaking. And this will happen for you as well. We know that from the format reports. So this would be the text covering this area. You heard what we all doing, our proof, and that the proof then is well linked into the text. And I'm pretty sure then if a customer would ask further questions, then you are capable to explain further. There will be more on the table. There will be a laptop on the table below the screen where MPOWER is running. There will be a layout of installation. There will be installation checklist. There will be a handbook like that, something to show that you have something touchable to show the customer. Yep. And we're going to show you later on, that will be the job of Christoph Müller. He will then show you a bit more about MPOWER linked to startup, linked to And with that, I would go on to the next label, that's MMImprove. Here as well, the customer side. What keeps the customer awake at night in terms of training? Next year, I will have 2 operators retiring. Ooh. What needs to be done to get more out of my line? So they are searching people all the time. They have a lot of people coming in. They have to train them. They have questions how to bring more out of the line, or will they find someone to run machine? This really old machine like that. So, but the question is, how can I keep Leo on my 25-year-old binder? And because he's really my best binder operator. And now the answer is clear. Buy a new machine, make it more sexy, make it more productive, such a binding line. When you bought this line, then the question is, can Leo handle this new Pro technology? As a question, really, it's a new investment. So how can he handle that? And then as well, will he bring out 100,000 books a shift already in April? Because that's what I sold, that's what I planned for. So there are a lot of questions around the capability of the people running the machine. Now, here again, what is our approach to do that? And with that, I will switch over to Christoph. The swap places here.
Hello, everybody, also from my side. Okay, what do we have for MMImprove? What is our approach? We are ready for training, demos, and tests in the new print finishing center. Let's take a look to this. Was moet eigenlijk omstellen?
Yeah.
Okay. Should work. Yeah. I work with the mouse, that's better. Let's take a look into our new print finishing center with all the lines which are installed. We have more than 20 machines in our training centers. They are installed in the print finishing center in Savingen, which we see here. At MMUS in Allentown, Müller Martini Japan in Tokyo, and as well we have a machine in the Print Media Center of Heidelberg in Wiesloch, Germany. We have a lot of experienced trainers, over 10 full-time instructors in Switzerland and Germany. The average of experience is more than 25 years. So if we look at the age of a saddle stitcher in Germany, I think average over there is the same as the experience of our trainers. We have a modular training block, one for customers and the other one for Müller Martini engineers and agents. We have a fixed pricing for the training in the print finishing center. This is 500 Swiss francs per day and person. If we look at the modular training block, for the customer, we have the basic operator training. That's just to build the base on a certain machine. And then if he needs to get deeper and get more experience, we also have the advanced operator training. But we always start with the basic, even though if a customer had already a saddle stitcher, because on the basic operator training, you get to know the basics of your new machine. Then on the Müller Martini side, for the agencies, agencies, as well for our local Müller Martini agencies, we have the basic technical training, which is this one. Going into more details, it's the advanced technical training. If you have to build up some knowledge also on hotline or technical support, we have this training block, the technical support training as well, where you deepen your knowledge on workflow systems and applications as well. On the training sides, or the training for salesperson, so if we have a new salesperson, we have the technical training for sales. The bookbinding technology training, that's a basic training on our industry, how with basic information, how paper is made, what type of printers do we have in our industry, how they work, how a book is bound, what different type of books we have. And to come is the Müller Martini technical trainer training. This we want to bring up to train our local trainers, or the trainers who are around the world, who do more trainings, so that they can deepen their knowledge and also understand what is important to bring over on a training class. We have a streamlined training process, so you are well prepared for the training. It's a structured weekly training program. We also do a feedback loop, so you get a feedback form at the end of the training and a certificate for the participants. So we see that over here we have the training course invitation and confirmation, the schedule on the back side. There's a welcome package for everyone who joins the training here at the Print Finishing Center in Savingen. Then they receive a feedback form which they have to fill out in order to check if we can do anything better. And last but not least, the training certificate of the specified training. If you look at the print finishing center, we have a very nice infrastructure over here. We have separate and clean areas where we can go back and do theory blocks, as well the practical blocks on the machine. It's clean, it's organized. Yeah, it's not a production environment where the people have to run away. So we can really take time and look at certain things. We have a multifunctional arena with a big touch screen where we can show also to bigger groups something. And the training is always a combination between theory and practice. And the tables, which are located close to the machines, yeah, they're just perfect if you do training and practical work together. We also show MPOWER, our customer portal, especially the service point for the Müller-Martini trainings. And for the customers, we just show MPOWER their side, their view, because they don't have the service point. They just have their access to their plant with all the machinery, which I will show you a little later. And for our service engineers, we also show them how they find the right information, the fastest way on MPOWER or via the service point. We can do different training setups, such as training in the facility over here. We can do training at the customer side on their specific machine. We also did some online trainings. We have professional equipment for remote trainings, so a mixing desk. We have AR glasses and gimbal cameras where we can show the machines or certain details very clearly. And our focal point for any training, demo, request scheduling, or visit at the factory is the email address pfc.mmco@müllermartini.com. And in person, this is Monika Winnisdörfer. You see also her phone number below. But please use this email address. Don't contact Monika directly via her email. Use this email address. So also, if she is not available, someone will answer your request. Yeah. Now I would like to show you MPOWER. And for that, yeah, it's good.
What's your homepage?
Yeah, I give it.
Okay.
Okay, we want to go to MPOWER. And to start MPOWER, we are going to the Müller-Martini website to begin with. That's our entry point. Let's change the language. We go to English. And over here, all the way on the top of the Müller-Martini homepage, that's the entry point of MPOWER. So we select this, MPOWER. This opens up this window where we can do the login. And I'm sure you got this already by the training done by Fabian. So we go to login. Then I select which account we are using. And I'm using a different account because I use my account, not Felix. I don't know the password from Felix, and I don't need to know that anyway. Okay. Then we have to type in password. And we are at the service point. So that's our entrance for all Müller-Martini employees or for the A agencies. So over here, I can change the language. That's what I do first. Huh? I change to English or any other language. And then I can search for a customer name. In our case, we search for the print finishing center. Hit enter, and then I got a list with all equipment which are labeled print finishing center down here. It's 13 lines. And I see 2 business partners. Below here, I see this one is inactive. That was the old business partner ID. That's the new business partner ID, print finishing center. I click on it. And then I get on this page on business partner, customer location, and a list of the equipments and lines. And as you can see over here, these lines here are all the lines which we have right now in the print finishing center. The one below here, who are crossed out, these are machines we don't have anymore at the print finishing center. So if I see something not correct, I use the feedback button. The feedback button is very important. Please use that. It's very important to improve MPOWER as an application and its content, because the system is only as good as we make sure it is. So if you are at the customer side and you see there's something not correct, then please use that feedback button. Over here, you can type in the subject, the topic. Then you got a drop down. What is it? Documentation, master data, MPOWER application, MISC. And you can put some files, and then you can send that. And we got the feedback, and we will check that out and correct it if needed. So that's very important. Please use this feedback button. Next thing I would like to show you, because this view is only on our side. On the home screen, we just have an overview. The customer also has that. Home, customer has in his login. Then we got the business account. This is also available on the customer side. So with the contact details, the main shipping address, the main billing address, and the MPOWER users. Under equipment, we have all our machines which are actively installed in our print finishing center. This view the customer has as well, exactly the same view. What we get here is each machine with the manufacturing year, the machine type. This machine type is important. If you search, for example, under the service point for a document, and you don't find it in MPOWER because it's quite an old machine, then you can use this machine type in order to search for the right document. Then we have the end of warranty and the life cycle status. That's all displayed per machine or per line. Under details, I find a list of information, what I have. Let's take a look at Connex. Under Connex, I see all the licenses which the customer has. Or let's go to the Prinova Digital. Over here, we even have the Hunkeler Unwinder, the Hunkeler Crosscutter, and the Heidelberg folding machine. So we exactly see how the machine, what models consist or stations consist in this line. As well, we have the document which was already showed by Felix to begin with the service navigator, so the lifecycle management sheet where the customer also sees the waves with the life cycles below and what they mean. What does secured mean in case of MM support or up to date and so on. So it's a clear communication between Müller Martini and the customer. We don't hide anything. So whenever we change a life cycle of a machine, he will see right away the next day that his life cycle changed. So we have nothing to hide. Then let's go down to documentation down here. Under documentation, I would like to start with layout. Under layout, we have the assembly layout of the machine. We have two buttons over here. One is opening up right now in the browser, directly here. Or on the right side, I can also download the file as a PDF. Download it. It will be available on the downloads, or I simply click on it, and then I have it. So that's the layout of the Prinova digital assembly layout. Most important these days for service reason is definitely the network diagram, because in the network diagram I find all details how the machines are connected or what are the IP addresses. So we have an overview here with all the network blocks. Then in the connectivity box over here with the firewall router, which machine is connected to where. So we want to take a look at the Prinova Digital on page 15. Let's go there. 15 here, Prinova Digital. There we see all IP addresses of the Prinova, of the main terminal, the ASIR Pro. We also see that we have a power measurement and the air measurement tool where we measure the power and the air consumption on this machine. The info panel and the other machine, the stacker, Perfetto in our case, with its IP, corresponding IP address. Under schematics, we have all schematics for this line, so for the saddle stitcher and as well the stacker. Let me open that up this way. There we have the schematic of the stacker. And do this one, make it a little bigger. Then we can jump because I want to check the light bulb of the stacker here. And then I get right to here. And there I have the information about the green light and the red light and the number for the light bulb or the entire lamp as well. So with all these, you can jump somewhere to get to the corresponding part. Good, that's the schematic. Then let's go to the manuals. Under the manuals, I have the corresponding manuals for that machine, as well the Prinova itself or the stacker. Let me open up the stacker. This time I download it again. You see you have the two possibilities. You can download and it opens up the PDF in a separate browser, or you can open it directly in the MPOWER browser. The description about the serial numbers and so on. The corresponding manual in the correct language of the customer. In our case, the print finishing center is in Switzerland. we speak German. That's why we have the corresponding German manual of the Perfetto over here. Good. Then let me close this one as well. Now I would like to show you spare parts documents. And for this reason, I log out real quick as my account, and I log in as a customer, as the print finishing center. And then I real quick explain the differences. That's a customer login, huh? Okay, over here you see I don't have the overview of all machines. I just have it here under equipment. Huh? That's the same, but I don't see which machines I had. Huh? I just have the overview of my installed base right now. Then on the business account, this is the same. Huh? I see the users, which I have, and the rest looks pretty much the same. Let's go down to documentation, and I select again the Prinova Digital, go to the spare parts, and we now open here on the Stitcher. Over here I have two different spare parts catalogs. One is the old one. Let me open that up real quick for you, so that you see how this looked like. That was just a normal PDF. It was quite hard to find the correct part in here, huh? Because you need to know where to go first, huh? In order to figure out what you're looking for. And then you can see many of the drawings, they are turned, huh? So you need to turn them. Now I just turned it the wrong way. Huh? So it's quite hard to figure out the part, and you need to think about that part, note it somewhere, huh, in order that you can order it. Okay, let me close that. I open now this 3D spare parts catalog. Of the stitching unit, huh? And I make full screen view. Now, if I'm looking for something, if I need to remove covers over here because I can't find that part, I simply click over here. Huh? Good. Then I know it's below there. Remove the cover. Huh? That's what I'm looking for. I want that scale. Add to the shopping cart. Oh, I have already one in there. Let me first delete my shopping cart. Huh? So we can start from scratch. Okay, let's go back to the catalog. So I want to add this. Then I want to add these rivets. But then I can go back. And maybe I just order these screws. Huh? Then I say I only want a one. Add. Now I have it here in my shopping cart. Huh? All the parts I added. I can say save to eShop. Then I go to the eShop. And this you can only do if you're a customer. Huh? With your login, you will be able to save it to a shopping cart, but you won't be able to import the data on the eShop because you're not a customer. Now I have this import data where I can choose for a file. So select here. Then it goes into downloads of your PC. Downloads. Over here it is. Shopping cart as an XML. You can select it, open, and then upload. Now it's checking the availability of these parts. And we can see it here. The scale, that's the unit price. Expected delivery time, 3 to 5 weeks. Why? Why we don't have this scale? The reason is simple, because this scale is not a spare part. We use that daily once we build up a Prinova Digital. So we have it in our production stock room. And then it will change. If you order it or if you call, you will figure out that we have that part available and we can deliver it right away. So it won't take 3 to 5 weeks, but it's not a spare part. It's not in our spare parts office. Then the rivet pin over here, we have an information, price on request, please contact your sales agency. This doesn't make sense that you ordered that because you need a rivet tool for it to put that in. And this rivet tool, the customer usually don't have, but our service engineer. So the service engineer of us would bring this rivet tool with and then would be able to exchange the scale. The screws, on the screws over here, I only wanted to have one screw, but the quantity got adjusted to the minimum sales quantity. So I need to have 5 of those, and this item cannot be canceled or returned. Okay. That's on the eShop side. So we have the price, the delivery times, and uploading or import data. Import data and prices is only for customers. Then let me delete this shopping cart right away. And now I would like to show you as well in here our 3 modules which you have to purchase or where you need a license to. Dashboard. This one, the first one, you get because it just shows the process speed of a machine of the last 2 hours. Okay. In our case, the Primera Pro. You just see the speed of the last 2 hours. Under the overview, you see the last hour of your plant, of all machines, of all production resources. You see what was going on. For example, here on the Primera Pro, the last hour, 40 produced, 6 waste. We have productive time and we have stop time. And as well, you have each machine on the details where you see the plant quantity, the good quantity, and the scrap quantity. On the details, you just have even more information, more information about the machine of the last 12 hours. You can also select or change the machine or the production resource you want to take a look at. And let's go real quick to analytics. Under analytics as well, you can analyze a machine. First, we need to select one. Let's take the Primera because we used that just before. And let's go to the last week. Over here, we see the time accounts. We see the top faults. how many times they occurred, what was the duration. We see the top stops, we see the good quantity, speed classes, and so on. And there we have a lot of different views of each machine. For example, here the status within a week. When was it produced? When was the production? When was it stopped? When was it off? Unfortunately, on the weekend. The good quantity accumulated, and so on. Last but not least, I would like to show you on the report, one report. Over here we have a couple different reports which we can take a look at, but the one I would like to show you is the trend report of this production line. The trend report shows us some important information, how we did in setup, how we did about technical availability, how we did regarding produced numbers, how we did about production performance, usage of the machine, and how we did in errors. Did we get more errors or less errors, and so on. Takes quite a while to download this. Very long, fortunately. Now we got it. So this is that trend report. I see when it was created, the reporting period I see. The aggregation period is per day. I see over here setup ratio, the technical availability, the produced good books, it's getting better. The production output is also getting better. The utilization efficiency is getting better. And the MTBF for faults, it's getting worse because it's thinning down. So that's the information we have on this trend report. And as you can see over here, there are many other reports which we can generate. Okay, that would be it from my live demo. Let me just log out over here. And then I will hand over back to Felix. Close that all out.
Great.
Thanks, Felix.
Thank you very much, Christoph. Thank you very much for the presentation, which is a part as well of the training. So if somebody comes, a service engineer or an operator from a customer, they will be trained in the MMPOWER here in the training center. But what you can see within MPOWER, there's a lot of information that we make available and that we are constantly developing. Every 3 months, there's a new release, there are new functions. So it's constantly developing. So we wanted to make it even better. And I just can say, please make yourself familiar with MPOWER so that you're ready for Drupa. So if a customer is more interested, that you could go at least in certain areas a little bit deeper and show him an example. Now, going further to MMImprove at Drupa, there as well, we're going to have a screen above. For that, we're going to have some bullet points on the screen. We're going to have visuals on the screen to talk about the MMImprove. The text about would be like that, going like that. And another important part for startup of a new equipment is having your operators understanding the production line, the processes and the workflows. With MMImprove, we offer a modular training program that can be customized to your needs. We have seen a big increase in training requests. As a result, we have, next to our numerous field instructors, over 10 full-time instructors with an average experience of more than 25 years. Further, we have invested in worldwide over 20 production lines that are available purely for training. Proof that we live our claim, Müller Martini is your strong partner. Having a well-trained operator base is the foundation for achieving the productivity and reliability that the market demands today. Here, our well-designed MPOWER apps, the dashboard, the reports, the analytics, help to constantly follow the progress. Today, we must measure and track everything from the production side, including the development of our people. We do this through the MPOWER reports and analytics. This would be somehow the text just to show what we all do under MMImprove. Yep. And then on top of that, we're going to have on the table, there will be the MPOWER. So we could show there something specific if a customer would be interested. There will be a flyer for the training session for one particular product. It would be a weekly training program, a certificate. So there are stuff on the table that you can show them, that you can touch something during the demo, during the presentation, like that. And at the end, the presentation generally at Drupa, we think about that we can make a short walkthrough so that you can stand with the customer going to Navigator. Actually, the fastest one would be just a Navigator, but I really urge you then to go on and give him an overview of what we all do. And then you can stand from 3 meters distance and give the speech, or you can, if the customer is interested, then you can go deeper, touch inspection report, go into MPOWER. It's always a question where the customer has its interest and as well how much time you have to offer with the customer. So that's the structure that we generate for you at the Drupa. Now with that, I would come to the end of MMImprove. And I would hand over to MMParts, to Roland. Now, Roland, you will take over the presentation, I guess, huh?
Yes, thank you, Felix. Should appear, huh?
Now it's coming up. Good.
Very good. Thank you, Felix.
Yeah.
So now we are at the MMParts training for the Drupa 24. My name is Roland Gautschi. I'm the manager for parts. I will be supported from Marie-Therese Hilpert. She is responsible for eShop and pricing, and we will do this presentation together. Please note that this presentation will be recorded and can be used as a reference book later on or for self-study as well. Please turn off your microphones as you already did, because I didn't hear someone in the last hour. And please send your questions if you have any via chat. We will answer these questions in the end of this presentation. Good, that's the table of content. We will look at the customer expectation, overview of a few key performance identificator. We will look at easy and secure identification, about high parts availability, and what's the Drupa setup in MMParts actually for this year. So we have the situation that we have a customer with a machine down situation. His machine is down, what's next? He has a lot of concerns, of course. Next could be, okay, how do I identify the correct parts that I need to fix my machine? Are these parts available from stock? Or if not, what are the delivery times of the needed parts? Are there maybe parts that are discontinued or even not available anymore? And how is the order processing, and can I be sure that the deadline will be adherence from the Müller Martini side? We can calm down the customer because we are really good at supporting you in parts and to minimize the downtime of your machines. We have various tools and services that helps supporting the customers in order to identify and to order the requested spare part. Ordering the right parts and doing it fast, easy, and with a high transparency by using our eShop in MPOWER is key. Just remember these 4 numbers, and this will be repeating. This you will see a lot in the next time. So 90% plus, 100 million, 100,000, and 100 plus. What's that all about? So 100 million Swiss francs we invested in parts, that we have the parts ready to send out to our customers. 100,000 different part numbers that we have warehousing and logistics for. And more than 100 people in our global part support and in the supply chain are helping our customers to support them regarding MMParts. This results in 90% plus, and this is the spare part stock availability in our ESC. So these 3 top numbers are the reason why we are so high in the availability for parts from stock. Easy and secure identification. I will hand over now to my colleague, to Marie-Therese. She will guide you through the easy and secure identification part.
Thank you, Roland, and hello also from my side. So our customers have several options to identify their desired parts by themselves. And for historical machines, as an example, you can see the parts catalog from a stitching head, where each component and their corresponding part numbers can be identified. And for newer machines, as an example on the sewing machine Ventura MC200, the PDF parts catalog can be directly downloaded in MPOWER. And the new 3D parts catalog on the right-hand side is also in MPOWER available. And furthermore, the customer has several options regarding pictures to identify his required part. And we have camera pictures, single as well as 360-degree pictures. And we will make these kind of pictures for commercial parts as well as parts with high consumptions. On the other hand, there are CAD rendered pictures, which will be taken for drawing parts with low consumptions and low value parts such as screws and bolts. And the customer also has the opportunity to download the documentation for some parts. And now to show you more in detail, I will enter the eShop and show you a few pictures and the mentioned documentation. Okay, so now you should be able to see my screen. And as an example, we have this master link. And if you click on the play button, it will show you this 360 view. But it is also possible to have the single pictures also from different views. And this is actually a part which has been taken from our camera. And now I will also show you a rendered part, for example, this bolt. Same again, you can click on the play button and it will show you this 360 view. And also here you can show you can see the single pictures of the part.
You can also turn it by yourself, actually, when you maybe go back. Yes, with the one below from the, ja. Weißt du, wo du selber kannst drehen mit dem Pfeil dort. Jetzt musst du aufs Teil, dann kannst du es drehen.
Yeah.
Ja.
You can also turn the part by yourself. And it's also possible to zoom in on the part and zoom out again. And the documentation, we have this Saker as an example. So on the product details, you can scroll down and here you have the documentation for download, one in English and one in German. And if you click on the PDF, it will look like this, and here you have all the information regarding suckers and other spare parts here. Okay, Roland, can you show the presentation again,
Yes.
please? So then the eShop also helps the customer to get the correct part he needs. We have more than 30,000 items with one-to-one succession. And if the customer enters a part in his shopping cart that has been replaced, then this green message will pop up and let him know that this part that he tried to enter in the shopping basket has been replaced by a new part number. And furthermore, we have more than 2,000 items which have a 1-to-X succession. And if a customer enters such part, then a pop-up in red appears telling him to replace the part he tried to enter in the shopping basket with the following part numbers, as you can see on the right-hand side. Then back in MPOWER, on this equipment page, the items can be chosen at the screen, for example, and all the relevant information about this part are available. So as an example for this, if the customer clicks on the signal lamp in red, he can see on the right-hand side all the relevant information about it. And if the customer still does not find his desired parts, we have a first level support, which will be provided by the market organizations. And the second level support consists of 12 employees, which are located in Zofingen, Velben, and Raden. And they clear more than 600 technical clarifications per month. And this service is free of charge for the customer, and more than 80% of all clarifications are completed at the same day. And now I will hand over to Roland again.
Thank you, Marie-Therese. Okay, now we are coming to the high parts availability. As I said already, we are really good at supporting you in parts. We have our e-shop. This e-shop is 24 hours and 7 days a week accessible all year for our customers. We have more than 250,000 parts that are listed in the e-shop and that are indicating our current spare parts availability in our e-shop. We have 100,000 various parts in stock, and these are ready for logistics. This is the mentioned 100 million Swiss francs that we have invested actually in parts. Besides that, we are also supporting our customers for discontinued parts. With so-called last buy, we have more than 1,000 discontinued items in stock. These items have a worth of 10% of our stock value. And if the customer needs more help, and even though these discontinued parts are not available anymore, then we have a repair service for our customers, or we do refurbishing for items that we have in stock for such parts. Now I will hand over again to Marie-Therese. She will show you briefly again in the e-shop about availability and visibility about this.
Thank you, Roland. So this is actually something that we have seen before from Christoph, but I will show you again. We have these 4 parts in our shopping basket, and you can see now that I have the order quantity of 50 pieces there, and 34 pieces are now available, and the other 16 pieces have an expected delivery time of 5 to 7 weeks for this part. And for the bolt here are 80 pieces now available, and 20 pieces show an expected delivery time of 1 to 3 weeks. But there's also another possibility, a third one, that if here for the spindle, if we already have an confirmed delivery date from our supplier, it will also appear here in eShop. So this spindle has an expected delivery date of the 27th of February. And of course, if a part is right away available, it will show you just that the part is now available. So these are the possibilities regarding the availability in the eShop. Thank you, Roland.
Thank
you.
You
Can actually
Marie-Therese.
take over. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Good. About these last buy items, as I already mentioned, this is worth 10 million Swiss francs, is 10% of our stock value, more than 1,000 articles. We have 16,000 pieces in stock, and additional 21,000 pieces are available at our suppliers. So for example, in 22 and 23, we invested over 10 million Swiss francs of an order amount. And additional to that, we have a yearly maintenance we take. You see that on the right-hand picture. This is also cost us a lot of money, and for servo and frequency inverters, we do that we are charging the capacitors every 2 years actually, and it looks like this in the right-hand picture. Here as an example, you see 3 typical items. 2 are from Lenze. a servo converter 9300 as an example. This one was used since 2010, was discontinued in May 2017. We took a last buy in 2019 of 100 pieces worth 500,000 Swiss francs. Here we need to do this yearly forming, this charging, and the part is with a high price as well available from the service lens channel. As well, the next one, the frequency inverter 8200 vector, also similar information in use since 2010, discontinued in May 2017. The last buy was even higher here with 350 pieces, 2 million Swiss francs only for this part, and also still available with a high price over service length sales channel, and we need to do the forming here as well. And the newest one was the servo converter from Akopos. It's also in use since 2010. We got the discontinuation in January last year and had to do already the last buy by mid-year last year on 800 pieces worth 2 million Swiss francs we bought and also need to do the 2-year forming. This is all what we are doing to support our customers. Even though if we have a last chance to help our customer, if there are no parts available anymore, then we have the possibility to do the repair of the items. We take back the defective customer parts, we repair them and return them back to the customer. So we have this not in stock normally. More than 100 part numbers with that .R are active and are supporting our customers. Here 2 examples for control units and the average consumption we have per year. This indicates the availability from parts for frequent used parts with a frequent consumption. You see that we have our target line at 91%, that we have the parts in stock. We were there more or less in 2018 and the following years, and then got hit by the coronavirus. We had really problems with the supply chain. You see that in 21 we went down with the performance, with the availability. We could help us a bit to increase again the numbers, but then got hit by the war in the Ukraine. But since then, from 22 mid-year of 22, we ramped up again and are now above the target line again to support our customers with a high availability from stock. Besides that, we are also closely looking at the life cycle status of the machine. So when we have active, sales active or service active or secured machines, then our target is higher to support our customers than that we have on the limited or on the obsolete side. We also distinguish between a high demand of parts and if there is a low demand. With the high demand, we have normally a prognosis behind that makes sure that the part is always in stock. With the low demand, we support also that, for example, for the active machines, that we can take a part from the factory stock, as Christoph already explained. But on the other hand, if we have a limited machine on parts for limited machines that are with a low demand, then of course this is normally only on request, that we have these parts not in stock, that we buy these or purchase these only if we have a customer order. And on the obsolete side, of course, This is decreasing. Normally, this is fading out, and at some point of time, we do not support the customer anymore for such parts. So Marie-Therese will again explain you about the notifications that are going along with the customer order.
Yes, so now this slide indicates a timeline of email notifications once a customer has placed an order in our eShop. First of all, he will receive an order receipt that he has placed an order with us. And next, the order confirmation with the shipping date will follow, and maybe an update if a part on his order had no confirmed delivery date before. If there is a delivery delay, he will also be informed. And once the shipment has left our warehouse, he will get a delivery notice and he can also track his order. And the shipment will be delivered in time, and we have a happy customer. The advantages here are that this process has a high transparency from order to delivery. Changes in planning can be considered, and we have a delivery performance of 90% with our logistic partners, which is quite good.
Good. Thank you, Marie-Therese.
Thank you.
I will summarize about the high parts availability. On one hand, you have the eShop, all year accessible. You see real-time stock indication there. We have the confirmed goods in. You see actually the deliveries from our suppliers. You see as well the standard delivery times. And it has less errors than when the orders come in with via telephone or emails. About availability of active parts, we are giving this for sales active and for service active machines for parts with a high consumption. We also intend to create kit for such parts that can be bought in advance or later on from the customers. We also are taking care of critical parts that these are marked and in stock anyhow regarding or besides a low consumption, for example. And of course, parts with frequent consumption, these are with the prognosis available. And we also take care that we have upgrades and retrofits ready for our active sales program. If parts are inactive or life cycle machines status are inactive, then we have last buy possibilities for discontinued parts. We do the yearly maintenance there, or last but not least, we have a repair service that we can support our customers. This all leads to the stock availability that is quite good. We had to suffer with the Corona and Ukraine war, but we are back to normal, as we say, and can support our customer here with a high availability for the spare parts. This all is supported by these eShop notifications with the high transparency, and that the customers can also plan if there are any delivery delays, for example. This leads to satisfied customers. We do yearly interviews with customers. We get good feedback from the customer that the customers are satisfied with eShop, with the availability as well from parts. And more than 40% of all customer orders are keyed in already from our customers. They are using the eShop quite a lot and are quite satisfied with. Now coming to the Drupa performance for parts. We also have, as Felix already said, we have the Drupa walk that is now not finalized yet, but is getting closer to finalization more and more. That will help you to walk through the service part actually. Besides that, we will have as well a monitor for the part section with visuals, with bullet points that will underline you certain things actually, and you have also a table with objects. For example, last buy items you can show to the customers and to discuss a few things, or typical parts that you can show about availability, for example, or identification. This also is underlined with a cheat sheet you will get that will guide you through the MMParts section, that you are able to do a good information for your customers. Good. I don't think that there were any questions as I see.
There are some questions from PR.
Okay.
If you can check, can you check yourself, or shall I read it to you?
Yeah,
maybe you can
no,
read
I
it.
got it. I got it.
Yeah.
PR was asking whether we can have access for customers in India, most likely, that for secured and limited category for LCM, and have MPOWER access to only to identify parts and its availability without pricing. Now, PR, it's not that easy. The question is, the point is that you don't have B1, because in B1 is the base of the machines. That's one thing. And in MPOWER, we have the documentation, the spare parts available back to 2015. 2015. That's so the most of the machines that are secured and active that we have under the system. So, but I got the point. Let me think about. We will come back.
Felix, PR here once again. Yeah. On some of the recent machines that you have sold, we see in the order confirmations, MPOWER access is already given in the order confirmations. So does it mean that for all the new generation machines which are installed from last year, the customer would have access to the MPOWER?
Yes.
That's correct, yes. So with new delivery of machines, MPOWER is an integrated part, mainly to access the documentation that will be made available to the customer through MPOWER. And
Okay,
of course, you can make use of the other benefits which Christoph has shown before when it comes to the Müller Martini internal use, such as searching for information. There you have all the possibilities.
So the customer access to the MPOWER is independent of the B1 implementation in India, right?
Yes, the functionality on MPOWER is different, of course, but a basic functionality is still possible in MPOWER, mainly related to the documentation.
But because you don't have B1, there is no eShop.
Yeah, that's the one of the major points. Yeah.
Yeah, MPOWER is not eShop. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Then there was another question from Sven regarding MPOWER, the subscription, annual charges, subscription fees for MPOWER, including MM Remote, B1 requirements, MPOWER Analytics, Stop and Connects Info Starts. Maybe Fabian or Adrian, I don't know. Can somebody of you explain that, please?
Well, there is two things. First of all, for the MPOWER, this has no annual fee. That's basically for free. It's, I think, $1, $1, whatever. And the customer gets access to it. It's just a symbolic value to have the licensing in B1. Then for the charges and subscriptions fee, or for using MPOWER, the customer needs basically nothing, just an internet connection from his side. If the customer decides to have Connex Info Cloud, then he needs at least one remote access, or one remote agreement from Müller Martini. at his side, so we are able to collect the data and send it to our cloud system. Regarding the point where MPOWER Analytics stops and Connex Info starts, let me just take over real quick so I can show you that. Are you able to see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay. So as explained, we have different modules, and a customer that has just MPOWER would see something like that. So it is, there are less modules, as you can see, and we have no analytics in MPOWER as a default. So the customer needs a subscription for the 3 modules: dashboard, analytics, and reporting. And if he has the licensings in B1, then it will be displayed in MPOWER. So these 3 modules are not part of the standard MPOWER.
So basically, MPOWER is kind of a framework, and we embed additional modules into it, which are paid modules or paid licenses.
Exactly.
That's how you can call it.
Fabian, we have a sheet, an overview which functions are when available.
Exactly.
Maybe we can put then that onto the link that we're going to send out.
We can do that. I can send you the link. It would
so
be,
that
you can find it
where
on
is
our
it?
website.
Oh,
On
no,
our
then
website,
please show it.
müllermartini.com, MPOWER, modules, and then you have a table which shows which modules are available and where, and which ones are licensed and which not.
Okay, please.
So basically, we have 3 categories. If you can scroll to the top briefly. So maybe change to English.
Yes, exactly.
Makes it a bit easier. So we have functionality modules which are free of charge. So whenever you have MPOWER, you have this functionality available. Then we have some functionality which is contract related, linked to a remote line or a helpline contract. And we have license related functionality. That's typical everything which relates to Connex, such as Connex Info Cloud Dashboard, Analytics, and the report.
Exactly.
And you see also in the availability, you see where it is available. Of course, when it comes to equipment, it is all the statement worldwide always has to be seen in light of the B1 availability, because certain data we draw from B1, and if we do not have this data available in a specific country, then we cannot show the information.
Okay, quick question, guys. Do you need an MM remote to have the benefits of the MPOWER?
No.
Well, what is the benefits? Basically not.
Okay,
you can access the documentation. You can use MPOWER with a basic functionality without an MM remote contract. And if it goes beyond that, if you want to have additional information, then this middle column in the table
can you show the column again?
Applies.
At the end, the first one, the first free of charge, that's without MM remote, correct?
Exactly, that's correct, yeah.
And then if you have in a B1 country where we can have eShop, then this is for free as well. And the shop and the news, and that's for free. Then if you have at the remote, you need first, when you have an e-call, a support function, first of all, then you need the remote. And when you have the licensed products like analytics and reporting and the dashboard. Yeah.
And you see that documentation basically is available free of charge for all new machines. So this is part of MPOWER, no matter if you have a contract or not.
Okay,
Good.
Are there other questions?
Yeah, this is Parthasarathi from India. I heard that for MPOWER, we need a Microsoft account. Am I right?
That's correct, yes. MPOWER is based on a Microsoft account. Yeah. And it's a personalized account that has reasons of security and reasons of account handling.
Okay. And one more question for the documentations, like, the customers MPOWER, like we are having the provision for downloading the manuals and other documents. Are these documents are safe or restricted?
What do you mean with restricted or safe?
For example, spare parts manual and electrical diagrams. And the customers MPOWER, since it can be seen and downloaded, isn't it, in the form of PDF?
Yes.
So just I'm asking that is it like it is shareable? No, so that's why I'm just asking that.
You can save it, yeah.
Basically, yes, you can save it. I mean, it's basically similar. Earlier times we sent a paper file, and no one could avoid that this paper file has been copied and distributed to someone else. And the PDF, it's the same. However, as far as I remember, the PDF files, they are secure to a certain amount, so you cannot copy paste content from the PDF. I think you also have some other restrictions, but I'm not fully sure what the restrictions are on the PDFs. But basically, you can download, and you can, once you have downloaded the PDF, you can also share it. That's true.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Yeah. What is important maybe to mention here, that everything which is really our service know-how, service manuals and so on, these ones are not made available to the customer. So there we really want to protect our know-how. They are available to our Müller Martini crew, but not to the customers.
Plus, on the other side as well, with the 3D catalog, that is our way to go. That's as well. With that, we have a different way. This is only available on the system. It's not something that you can print out.
Yeah, that's also an important part. Exactly.
Other questions? Then otherwise, we would come then to the wrap up of the session. So what's next? In the next trainings that will come, that will be the support, actually support and inspect. We had some changes here. Today we made startup, so there will be support and inspect will be done by Rito, and then select and up to date will be then the training after that done by Adrian and Stefan Kocher. And so that's what will happen next in the MMServices training sessions. Then what we are generating now is the text for the services Drupa walk, including cheat sheet. We're gonna make that available then to you so that you can prepare yourself, and we will bring it as well for sure to the Drupa, but we want to make it available to you before that. And then we have a Drupa training. That's the first day before the show starts. So then there we have as well the chance then to get the hands on these various subjects that we have on display for MMServices. Then what we do as well during the first days, we have on-site support. I was looking at the service directors or people from services are there, that they can support you, guide you through with the customers. This is for the first 2 days, maybe 3 days. And then by then you should be able to do that on your own. So, and that's what we realized as the previous Drupas, that's the way it works. So that you can listen maybe and get yourself familiarized, but get better and better. And then, we just hope then that we have a lot of customers are interested in, but in order to do that, it's very important that you follow